Hello and welcome to Sim Radio here on the Sisters in Music Network. It's Monday Music Madness and you're tuned into Mixing It with Nicki Kris. This is Nicki, and in case you don't know anything about me, I'm a singer-songwriter from Raleigh, North Carolina. My show celebrates women in the music and entertainment industry, providing an avenue for them to showcase their talents. Our motto, Sisters in Music, together we are stronger. My guest today is a singer-songwriter living in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, but raised in Charleston. After more than 25 years away, she renewed her passion for music. While pursuing her lifelong dream, life took a drastic turn when a long-term lung illness started to affect her ability to sing. She is now waiting to get on the list for a double lung transplant, but is still writing and recording new music as often as possible. Her mantra, I will do what I need to do to keep moving forward. Music is what I love, what keeps me going regardless of the obstacles. I am honored that she is allowing me to share her story, so please join me in welcoming the wonderful Kristi Jacques. Welcome, Kristi. Welcome to Mixing It. How are you today?
I am doing great. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Well, I'm very excited to share you and your music with everyone, and the pleasure is absolutely all mine. So we are going to dive right into it. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started in music?
It started in Charleston. I grew up kind of in a musical family, and when I got older, I started taking piano lessons, guitar lessons, voice lessons. I started working in a music store. I was kind of embedded in the music scene in Charleston for a while. Then I moved away, and life took over. But when 2020 happened, I had nothing to do and nowhere to go. So I went down the YouTube rabbit hole, found some people that inspired me. I picked up the guitar again and just started going again. Found a really great guitar teacher online and a co-writer, and, I've never looked back since.
And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. I'm hearing a lot of people for refinding their passion or refinding things that actually excite them and get them going in the morning. A lot of stuff like that happened during COVID. And I, too, have a similar background. Did music all growing up. Life happened, went the career way, and then had a couple of kids, and then it's like, whoa, what am I doing, right? So you re-find yourself and re-find or get more excited about your passion and things that you've always been doing later in life. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. I actually think that it's fantastic.
Yeah, me too. And honestly, if I had tried to do it back then, I don't think I would have been doing it the same way. I don't think I would have had the level of commitment that I do today.
I can certainly relate to that as well. Well, you mentioned some of the influences maybe that you discovered on YouTube, but I'm sure you had influences growing up as well. Do you want to share with us who are some of the maybe artists, or even if it's not musically related, somebody that may inspire you?
Well, when I was younger, my father used to take me to concerts. He was a huge country music fan. So he'd take me to see, like, the Mandrell sisters, the Statler brothers, different artists that he loved. And then I also listened to bands like Heart, Pat Benatar, some of these really strong female artists. Bonnie Raitt was a huge influence. The Pretenders, all of them, really.
And you've mentioned three of my favorites as well. Pat Benatar is my ultimate idol of all time. That is who I wanted to be growing up. Yes, absolutely. My ultimate idol, and huge Heart fan, and also Chrissy Hines. So, absolutely wonderful company. Yes. Yeah.
A rocker girl at heart, so I listen to a lot of rock music, sometimes a little bit heavier, sometimes a little bit softer. I kind of run the gamut. I call myself a musical mutt because I will listen to country. I will listen to metal. I'll listen to anything. I even studied classical music in college.
You know what I find, too, is when people actually listen to a diverse genre background of different types of music, they actually are better musicians because a lot of time they incorporate a lot of the different things that they like about each of those different types of music and musical influences into what they release. It's great when I hear that artists listen to all different kinds of things. I'm an alternative junkie, not huge heavy metal, but, like Linkin Park is one of my absolutely all-time favorites, and I'm still devastated about I can't watch a Linkin Park video without bawling. I still just get completely choked up over that one. So you mentioned lots of wonderful, wonderful artists. Do you perhaps maybe have a dream collaboration?
Oh, absolutely. The person that kind of re-inspired me to start over again when I went down the YouTube rabbit hole, I would love to write a song with him. I don't know that that's going to happen, but I've asked him personally, and he was very nice about it. He didn't say no, but he didn't say yes. And his name is Miles Kennedy.
I'm not familiar with that one.
He is in the band called Alter Bridge. He also is in Slash featuring Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators. And he also does his own solo stuff, too. He's another, I say, musical mutt. He studied jazz. His solo stuff is a little on the country side at times, and he's a little bit of everything. And he's a very prolific writer.
Well, we are going to put the manifestations out there, and we're going to manifest. Yes, that Miles, hey, if you're listening, give Kristi a holler. Write a tune.
Yeah, come on, Miles.
Manifesting. Well, this is a great place for us to share the first song that you brought with you. I love the anthemic nature of this song, and I'm sure it has a lot of meaning for you. So let's talk a little bit about Better Days. Could you tell us about this track?
I'm always trying to motivate myself and stay positive with all the health issues I have going on. Music is my therapy, so the more I can create positive songs, the better it is for me. And also, for anybody listening who may be going through different struggles, just kind of being upbeat and positive and inspirational. That's what I'm going for. Better days are on the way.
Well, I absolutely love it, and we are going to play this for everyone. This is Better Days by Kristi.
When you're down and out of luck, I'll be there for you. Losing ground and feeling stuck, so I will get you through. Better days are on the way. Don't lose hope, it'll be okay. Just hold on, don't be afraid. Better days, better days. When you're looking for victory, I will lead the way. Pull you out of misery, take away the pain. Just keep on going. Better days are on the way. Don't lose hope, it'll be okay. Just hold on, don't be afraid. Better days, better days.
Like I mentioned, I absolutely love the anthemic nature of this song. And one of the things that I actually find really interesting, especially with a lot of the releases today, is you don't really get a lot of like anthemic, feel good type rock songs. What's coming out today, especially a lot of the stuff that I listen to, it's not really anthemic. But I think that's one of the reasons why I love this track so much, is because it is very much of a feel-good, empowering type of song.
Well, good. I'm glad you liked it.
Yes, I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. So I do want to spend a little bit of time now. You mentioned it a little bit, and we've talked about it in the intro. You are currently fighting a terrible disease. Could you take us through a little bit, maybe like the trials and tribulations of being an indie artist, especially pursuing music while you're fighting this disease?
Absolutely. Well, I can't get out and perform live. That's why I do all the writing and recording from my home studio and working with my producer in Las Vegas. I would love to get out and perform live, but being an indie artist, really hard to make your mark when people can't come out and see you. So it's a struggle that way. But I don't know, trying to deal with this, I have my trusty oxygen tank that keeps me going, keeps me alive, and I use that when I'm recording. I have another machine that I use during the day, but that makes a lot of noise, so I can't use that for recording. But I'm always trying to get stronger, and it can be really frustrating at times. But again, music is my therapy, and I'm able to get all these emotions and frustrations out in lyric form. And I think that's a really positive way to do it.
I think it's a really positive way to do it, too. And I can't imagine what you're going through. It's hard enough being an independent artist. The music industry has put such a stigma on the do-it-yourself artist, because that really is what we are. We're doing everything ourselves. It's tough enough doing that, but then to also have limitations as well, it even makes it a harder struggle. And one of the things that I wanted to actually say, too, is there's nothing wrong with being a studio indie artist. A lot of people that I know are actually studio indie artists, and they push for, like, sync placements. They work with sync agencies and things like that to get their music out there, TV, film placements, stuff like that, to get it to a wider audience. And there's a lot of artists that I know that make a very, very good living, never, ever performing live. Well, this is absolutely a wonderful place for us to take a short break, hear from a word from one of our partners in podcasting. This is Chatting with Nat. We will be right back on Mixing It with Nicki Kris here on the Sim Radio Network.
Chatting with Nat is a podcast for independent women seeking to speak their truth and to break down barriers. We host honest conversations that help to guide and empower women. Speak your truth and set yourself free. Let your voice be heard.
And we are back on Mixing It with Nicki Kris on the Sim Radio Network. And my guest, singer-songwriter, Kristi Jacques. One area that I would like to dig into a little bit more, and we talked a little bit about some of the inspirations that you used for some of your songs, pulling from your daily trials and tribulations with fighting a terrible disease. But do you have a specific writing process? What's your writing process like? How do you actually write some of the songs that you come up with?
To be honest, I have no idea. I've had lyrics.
That's okay.
I've had lyrics pop into my head in the middle of the night and wake me up. And I grab my phone and put it in the notes. And that happens more often than not. Some days I'll have, one word or a phrase. Sometimes it's a whole song. And I have so many pages and pages of just, snippets of songs. And at times I'll go through them and see what I can put together to put into song. And then I work with my co-writer, who right now is my producer, and he's a little bit of everything. I call him my magician. But he's my co-writer, my producer, my teacher, and we work together to take my lyrics and put it, to music and melody. But, the lyrics will just spin in my head. No rhyme or reason. Well, of course there's a rhyme most of the time.
No pun intended.
No pun intended.
I like that one. I asked this question on purpose because I often get asked, do you start with melody? Do you start with lyrics? And some people are very meticulous with how they write, and I like to call that the Nashville cookie cutter writing way. You can walk into a Nashville writing room, and it's literally like the same type of writing style. It's very much like, okay, we're going to write about this. This is the hook. It has to be this song structure. It has to be this particular chord, yada, yada, yada. I cannot write that way. And I've never written that way. And, a lot of times I answer this question literally the same way you do, where it's, what? Sometimes stuff pops into my head and I'm just like voice memoing. I'm writing it down, save for a rainy day. Sometimes I may actually hear something, especially if you have a co-writer, because I don't know if your co-writer does this too. I have a co-writer as well. And he'll just send me, oh, hey, I was messing around with this. And I'll just be like, oh, no. Or maybe he'll actually send me something and I'll just be like, oh, my God, I've literally got a flood of lyrics in my head just by that 30-second thing that you just sent me. And it is great for me to hear that other people do things the same way that I do, because I often thought that I was wacko because I was like all over the place with no rhyme or reason.
Yep, I get that.
With that said, though, one of the questions that I ask all of my songwriters, do you have a songwriting tip or trick that you would like to share?
I would just say if you start with lyrics, just write whatever comes into your brain. I call it a brain dump. Write it all down, and then you can go back and edit as needed, but don't disregard think will fit, because they might fit somewhere else in the song or a different song. Just write it all down.
That is actually a really, really good tip, because a lot of young songwriters try really hard to make everything fit or rhyme. And, I often say, look, you can write a song where stuff doesn't rhyme. It doesn't always have to rhyme.
Yeah.
So, I think that's actually a really, really good tip. Awesome. All right. Well, let's talk about the second song that you brought with you, The Other Side. Tell us what this song is about.
This song is about my life after the transplant surgery and how I'm going to feel living my new life. It's a hopeful song, again, trying to lift myself up and with positive messages and images, and it's my post-transplant song, basically.
Well, it is another wonderful, wonderful song, and we are going to play this for everyone. So here is The Other Side by Kristi, Jacques.
For so long, no more time to waste. It's time to be strong. It's a little bit frightening and a little exciting. I see you on the other side, living my new life. The future won't be denied. Free from my confines, this is all design. Future won't be denied. See what lies ahead. All my dreams come true. Even those left unsaid, my fears are very few. It's a little bit frightening and a little exciting. See you on the other side, living my new life. The future won't be denied. Free from my confines, this is all by design. Future won't be denied. Setting my sights high, I'll never compromise. My heart will be my guide. I will not hide. See you on the other side, living my new life. The future won't be denied. Free from my confines, this is all by design. Future won't be denied. See you on the other side, living my new life. Future won't be denied. Future won't be denied. Free from my confines, this is all by design. Future won't be denied.
This song, I'm literally was listening to it, and I've listened to it a couple of times, and I'm like going, rock goddess! Like, I'm like literally like shouting that out, where I'm just like, oh my God, this is like rock goddess song. This is definitely got the Heart Pretenders, Pat Benatar vibe to it. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely has that spunk, and I absolutely love it. And I think it is another wonderful, empowering anthem to share with everybody. So absolutely
Thank
fantastic.
you so much.
You're
Thank
welcome
you.
so much. So one of the things that I would like to do is I would like to tell everybody about your GoFundMe site. So Kristi has been talking to us about some of the challenges and tribulations that she has been going through. She does have a devastating disease and needs a lung transplant. And you know what? That stuff is not cheap. So she does have a GoFundMe site. If you can spare $1, 50 cents, whatever it may be, $25, $50, I'm promoting this because it is literally saving somebody's life. And I think Kristi has so much to share with the world. So we are going to be linking Kristi's GoFundMe on our page, and we'll be keeping it up. And we encourage you to go and take a look. She does post updates going on with her, and I think it's very important that we all stay connected. That, though.
Thank you.
And you're welcome. Before we sign off, anything else that you would like to share with our listeners? I mean, obviously, we know you're not currently performing live, but you're on social media, website. You know, where can everybody get more information about you and about your music?
Well, again, all my social media. I'm on Facebook, Instagram. I'm even on TikTok, even though I'm still not really good at using that platform. And YouTube. I have my website, KristiJakesMusic.com. And I do have a new song coming out on June 12th.
What is that called?
It's called Faith.
Is it another uplifting anthemic song?
Yes.
Yay!
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Well, great. So so fantastic. So, you guys have heard 2 Kristi songs. Make sure that you go and check out the new one and show her some love on her GoFundMe. Show her some love on all of her socials. And don't feel bad, Kristi, about TikTok, because I have a TikTok account, and trust me, I mean, I use it, but I don't use it because I'm not really, 100% sold on it, but it's okay. You know?
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't either. I just use it to post, weird things, and then sometimes it's I do their little filter things, which can be fun in its own little way. But anyway, there's too many things to keep fun.
Too many.
With that, I would like to thank my absolutely wonderful guest, Kristi Jacques, for taking the time to chat with me today. It has been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. To all of the listeners out there, thank you for tuning in to Mixin' It. On behalf of all of us here at Sim Radio, this is Nicki Kris. Until next time, keep on mixing it.